treadmill talk, kayaker life, I guess, talk. Yeah, I was on the treadmill here this morning, and I'll show you this picture. It's a picture of my wife colored with my son when he was probably 2, maybe 3. It's Noah and hugging all the animals and stuff, and it reminded me of currently in the news. I don't know if you've noticed in the news as of late, they've discovered in Giza, Egypt, the giant pyramids. They have satellite radar that can penetrate deep. It's LiDAR, or I forget exactly what it's called, but anyhow, they've discovered cylinders going down like pilings on like you would have on a tall building. You know, they're large cylindrical pilings with a coil going around, and these pilings, they go down 2 kilometers, and then under that there's a giant cube like footing structure. I don't know how far that goes down, but just unbelievable structures. And you know, there's all kinds of old folklore of how that was used to generate power or some sort of weapon, and then the way that all the pyramids are lined up astronomically with what's in the heavens. You know, it's totally a mystery, but they're kind of putting pieces together as man. And then also too, as of late, there was an earthquake that revealed Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat in Turkey, exactly where the Bible says it was. Evidently, it slid down the mountain. It was encased in ice, and it's slid down the mountain with a giant earthquake. And all these things are being revealed, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, God's kind of in a subtle way revealing the stories in the Bible. I'm currently reading the Old Testament again, and you know, sometimes you read it and you don't get something, and then you read it again in light of these recent discoveries, and it takes on a whole new meaning. But let me show you the picture here. There's the Noah hug. But I guess my point is, our human eye and our stories sometimes are perceived by, you know, our experiences and our limited. But obviously, pre-flood was more advanced than what we are. We think we're in our hubris. We think we're so smart, but obviously, what they're uncovering is a very, very advanced civilization, and the human eye. Like I'm reminded of my stairway here. I made this years ago in the man cave here, and evidently it must make the human eye perceive something, I don't know, a certain class or whatever. I'm just a simple carpenter that back in those days I had a lot more energy than I have now. I watch the videos online, and I'm thinking, I used to do that, but I don't have any ambition to do that now. I stick with, it takes me months to get a small shelving project done. But it reminds me of a friend of mine long ago. He was single, and he would come over here probably at least a dozen times, and he would have me take his picture with a digital camera in front of this stairway, and then he would post them online on I think it was a singles dating site, and then also that's just an example of how the human eye can perceive things differently than they are, I guess. And then also the old man up there. I got another one up here. My wife had those blown up. That was the day all the college girls were on the island, and they used the old kayaker in his kayak as a photo op. And what's not seen here is there's twice the amount of football player guys from the college on the island taking the picture. I always tell people that, and I said I should have had them turn the camera around and prove that. But anyhow, yeah, the eye and the human life lessons, I guess, can fool us. But the moral of my story is to walk humbly and do everything unto the Lord and not for man, and stay humble. All righty, you have a great day. God bless.